Good evening. Hello, everybody. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining. I hope that you've had a good weekend so far. Your weekend has been restful and productive at the same time, if that's possible. Very nice to see you. Lovely to have you. Thank you very much for joining. How is everyone? I just want to have a quick ask of how you are. Good evening. Hi, Mahi. Thank you for joining. How is everyone? How's your day been, your weekend? What have you been up to? Yeah, let me know. How's it all been going? Have any of you been work today or been working today? This is a perfect example. Instead of saying, have any of you been at work? Sometimes we drop the at. We just say, have any of you been work today? It means been at work, but we drop the at. Yeah. Have any of you been work today? Yeah. Excuse me. Dave, we're doing great. Lovely weekend with nice weather. Come on, right? Excellent. Hi, Salon. Thanks for joining. Lovely to have you. Yes, very nice weather. Very nice weather. Make the most of it, right? Before we get into proper August, autumn and winter weather. Yes. You were at home. Very good. Thank you. Mahi, just finishing my weekend classes. Oh my goodness, you go to classes at the weekend as well. It's Wonder Woman, right? Superwoman. I'm disappointed about learning English, Fatima. Oh dear, why is that? Sorry that you're disappointed. It's been my day off after night shift. Oh, you really must have enjoyed it today, you're right? Yeah, the day off after you've had a night shift, perfect. I'm guessing you spent a lot of time just resting in bed, maybe. Lovely. Hello from London. Yes, make the most of it. Make the most of the weather, definitely. We can say goodbye to sunny, mild weather in a few weeks' time, can't we? It'll start getting cold again. Yeah. I'm online English tutor. I have no day off. I'm always working. This is Joseph from Mozambique. Wow. Hi, Joseph. Thank you very much for joining all the way from Mozambique. Lovely, lovely. Thank you for joining. I'm working right now, Mariam. Okay, so hopefully we're not going to distract you too much from work. Oh, yeah, quite a few from Mariam. Very good. Okay, thank you for sharing that with me. Hello from Amsterdam. Lovely, lovely. Speaking of different parts of the world, I was looking online. I was just reading through the headlines like you do, which is something that everybody does, right? Like you do. I'm going to write these at the end in the caption in the YouTube video. Like you do. Hi from Iran. Thank you for joining. I was just looking through the headlines of the news website, and they were talking about the blood moon this evening, right? A lot of you might have heard of this, that for the first time in 3 years, the Earth, the planet Earth, is going to be between the sun and the moon, right? And that's why if we look up at the moon this evening at around 7:30, I think it was in the UK, we're going to see the moon kind of like a red color, a red rusty color is what we've been told. And the reason for this, excuse me, is because the sun can't directly shine onto the moon. We won't see that beautiful glow of the moon that we see every night. So just for tonight, apparently, we're going to see the moon is kind of like a red color. They're calling it blood, right? Bloody lunar or something, they're calling it anyway. So that's interesting. If you've got younger kids, they might be interested to see the moon, a very weird red color. It's just going to be for tonight. We're not going to see it again for another 3 years, right? So that's interesting. How many of you in the UK heard and got the alert text message or the alert message, the emergency test message? Did any of you get that in the UK today? It was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Did any of you get it? Lunar eclipse, Barati Simin. Thank you. The lunar eclipse. Yes, yes. They're calling it like a bloody moon or something like that. Hello, hello. The lunar eclipse. Yes. You did, Samira. You got the message. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And other people got it as well. Yeah, very good. Lovely, lovely. Do you think it's a good idea to get these kind of messages? Some of you might wonder, what are you talking about, Layla? The government has decided, the UK government has decided to test a system, right? Yeah, you got it from Cheltenham. Very good. I was at shop centre and a lot of mobile phones, the alarm went off for a lot of phones at the same time. It's worrying, isn't it, when you're in a crowded place and everyone's phone starts going off at the same time. Everyone's phone starts going off, that means ringing at the same time. It's a bit scary, right? It's like, what's going on? The reason why this has happened today is because the UK government is testing a theory. They're hoping that they can send an emergency message, just as a test for today, send an emergency message to all the phones in the whole of the UK, and just to let them know that this is just a test, just to be able to access people's phones. So in the future, God forbid, in future, if there's a flood, if there's, we don't really get hurricanes and earthquakes and stuff in that sense in the UK, but if there's any kind of disaster on the way, then at least the government can try and prepare people if they can access people's phones, right? That's the idea. Bloody moon, yes. So that was the idea behind today's text. Anyway, I know that myself and my daughter, we were sitting in the living room together. My son was upstairs and we both received the message at the same time. Obviously, I was expecting it, but still that alarm that you hear is still, quite jolting. Mahi, absolutely, we got something like that when the earthquake happened in Istanbul. Right. So you got warned or you got forewarned. You were told beforehand, and hopefully it would have helped. Hopefully. Sagar, could you please repeat that? God what? God forbid. God forbid. Forbid. F-O-R-B-I-D. Forbid. God forbid. It means I hope it doesn't happen. Yeah? God forbid. God forbid. God forbid. Yes, God forbid. Lovely. Okay, thank you very much. So very nice to hear that everyone's okay. Everyone's well. I've been busy as well. Obviously, I'm taking a course as well myself, and I'm the student on this course, and obviously I've got my homework to do as well. But it's been quite nice. It's been lovely, and it's been nice to get out, get some fresh air, get a little bit of can I call it sun? We didn't really have that much sun in Manchester, but it was nice to get some fresh air. At least it wasn't raining. Before the shorter days arrive, before the darker days start arriving. Okay, lovely. Very good. Thank you very much for that. Yes. Payam, like your accent. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm not doing anything special, but thank you very much. Hurry Kram, yeah. I perfectly understand you, but I can't write and speak as well as I can understand when I'm listening. Okay. That sounds very normal, and it happens to a lot of people. The fact that our listening skills and usually our reading skills are much better than our writing or speaking. Yeah, in reading and listening, we're just taking in information, we're just trying to process it. In writing and speaking, we're trying to produce language. Writing isn't that difficult. We have time to think. What do I want to write? If I've written something, I can check it again, cross it out, But speaking, that's usually the most difficult one, because I need to think and quickly produce the language. It'll come with practice, absolutely. Okay. It's God forbid. Perhaps the doubt is why, not God forbids. This is Joseph. Yes, God forbid. That's how we use it. Okay, lovely. Right, let's get to tonight's lesson. Now, I posted a story on my Instagram story. And on it, I asked you lovely people, what would you like me to teach today? I gave you a choice of grammar, idioms, and culture, right? And then I posted the results and I showed you how the results were very close, right? It was too close to call. I even put that idiom in the post itself. Too close to call. That's an idiom. Too close to call. That means it's very difficult to see what the final result is because all of the answers were very close to each other. Lots of people had asked for grammar. Lots of people had asked for idioms. Lots of people had asked for culture. So it was difficult to be able to tell which was which. Excuse me. Ella. Sorry, I need to ask my daughter. I'm not using the phone. Could you leave the door open? Thank you very much. Sorry about that, everybody, because I'm using my phone. I couldn't. Yes, pardon me. So I gave the choice of all these three, and you lovely people, obviously, you chose all three of them. So tonight I've decided to give a lesson that includes grammar, idioms, and a little bit of culture all together in one. And I really hope that you find this useful. Okay. This, the lesson is going to be, I'm going to put it around, let's say something at your place of work is not working properly. Okay, so let's go to a hair salon at first. If you're working in a hair salon, for instance, and you obviously, what do you use? You use hair dryers, you might use, I don't know, curling tongs. You know, these are the electrical appliances that you use, right, in hair salons. Use lots of other things as well. Hair dryer. Let's say, for instance, that you already know that that hair dryer over there isn't working, right? So I want to go grab that hair dryer to use it for one of my customers. You know that hair dryer isn't working. So you're going to say to me, Layla, that hair dryer is, and then we've got an idiom here. You can say that hair dryer has packed up. Packed up. The hair dryer is packed up. Okay, that means that hair dryer is not working. Yeah. And then you're going to use a special kind of grammar to suggest that I use a different hair dryer. Okay. The grammar that you're going to suggest is might, want to, and then the verb. So we've got three verbs in this sentence. Might plus want to plus the main verb. So you're going to say to me, Layla, that hair dryer is packed up. You might want to use that one. Might want to use that one. Okay, so that is the lesson for tonight. Now, you might ask yourself, Layla, why do we have to say you might want to? Why can't we just say use that one? Why can't we just say, Layla, you can use that one? Why do we have to use the grammar might want to? This comes back to a cultural reason for this, okay? If something isn't working and I say to you that's not working, you can use that one, it suggests that I'm giving you permission. Okay, now I'm not in the position to be able to give you permission. These appliances don't belong to me. So if I say you can use that or use that, that's not accurate. It's not culturally polite. Instead, I say you might want to, and then use that one. Okay, so that's the culture behind it. You find that a lot of time when we want to give advice to somebody, we want to try and solve a problem, we want to try and help somebody, we try not to use, we try not to start the sentence with a main verb. If I say that's not working, use that one, I've started the sentence with an imperative verb, use that one. That means I am in quite an authoritative place and I'm ordering you, okay? You who are receiving my sentence, you might actually be a bit insulted at the way I'm talking to you, right? And that's why we want to learn the correct way, the culturally correct way to talk to each other at the place of work, okay? It's out of order. We don't usually say, no, we don't say that hairdryer is out of order. Out of order is usually for big things, yeah? For example, that lift is out of order. The escalators are out of order. For example, I don't know, this cubicle, the bathroom cubicle, for example, is out of order. Big things, this fridge, you know, the big massive fridge, or this vending machine is out of order. A hairdryer is very small. We don't say out of order for that, okay? Yes, Samira, you might want to grab the purple one. Instead of use, you've used the word grab here. Fantastic. You might want to use that one. Thank you. The hairdryer in the leisure centre most of the time is packed up, right? So most of the time is packed up. It has packed up. Most of the time it has packed up. That's not good, is it? So you go to the leisure centre, you go swimming, I'm guessing. You go swimming and then you want to dry your hair after you've had a shower and you realise that the hairdryer isn't working. That's not good, is it? Especially now that the weather's getting cooler. Yeah. Can we use it doesn't work? Absolutely. Rogina, what a nice name. Yes, absolutely. You can say it doesn't work. All I'm doing in this lesson is I want to include one idiom. I want to include the grammar lesson, and I want to include culture. You don't have to use these idioms if you don't want to. That's what I'm teaching. It's up to you. You might want to try this food. Very good, very good. I was listening, Mr. Tickle's story in your Telegram channel was amazing. Oh, lovely, lovely. Thank you. Yes, I've put that for free. Anybody who wants can go watch that. Some people have even shown it to their kids, which is great. Very good. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm up to date with all the comments. Very good. Okay, let's go to another place of work. Let's go, for instance, to maybe a construction site, somewhere like that, somewhere where they use drills, okay, drills, right? Which obviously is an appliance. It's an electrical appliance, the one that you plug into, you know, the socket to use it with electricity. And let's say, for instance, I want to go grab the drill because I want to drill a hole in the wall, and you know that that drill isn't working. So you're going to use, if you want to, you're going to use an idiom. For example, you're going to say, Layla, that drill is on its last legs. That's an idiom as well. That drill is on its last legs. 4 words. That's the idiom. That drill is on its last legs. It's on its last legs. It's on its last legs. What does that mean? If you think about it, if you think about maybe an animal, a creature that is on its last legs, what does that mean? It's about to collapse. It's about to die. It's about to stop moving, right? So that's what this idiom means. That drill is on its last legs, and then you want to suggest, I don't use that one, I use something else. You tell me, what are you going to say to me? So I'm going to use that drill. You want to use the idiom I've just taught you, on its last legs, and I want you to use the grammar that I've taught you tonight. What are you going to say to me, please? Yes, Samira, absolutely, yes. The drill is on, okay, 4 words, on its last legs. 4 words. Idioms are one of those things that usually we can't change the words, we can't delete a word, we can't add a word. Usually they're fixed phrases. We just have to be careful of that. We can say for big things packed up as well. Yes, yes, packed up you can say for big things. Absolutely. Okay. Yes, Mahi, yes. You might want to use that one. Very good. You might want to use that one. Fantastic. The car is on its last legs. Yes. Absolutely, even though it's not an electrical appliance. Yes. Okay, do you have courses? Yes, I'm going to talk about that at the end if that's okay. You might want to use the other drill. This one is on its last legs. And 4, 5, 6, 3, 6. Very good. On its last legs. What was the question? Sorry, okay. What was the question? So we're working on a construction site, okay? And I want to go grab that drill. Excuse me. I want to go grab that drill, but you who work with me as well, you know that drill isn't working. So you want to say to me, Layla, don't get that one because it's not working. You're going to use the idiom that drills on its last legs, and then you're going to use the correct grammar to suggest that I use a different drill because that one's not working. That's what we're saying. You might want to use that one over there. Fantastic, fantastic. The drill is out of order. So again, drill isn't really that big. You know, we're talking about big appliances, okay? Drill is quite small. Hairdryer is quite small. You know, we can't say, like kettle, for example, is quite small. We can't say these things are out of order. We just say these things have packed up. They're on their last legs, you know, they're broken, they're not working. That's usually what we say, yeah? You might want to read this book. Very good. Yeah, it's a really good book. It helped me. You might want to read this book. Fantastic. Okay, let's go with the last example, okay? Let's say, for instance, you're not at work. You're either at home or you're with your friend, okay? Let's say your friend has come over to your house, very nice, and your friend's phone is about to die. Your friend's phone, mobile phone, is about to die. Oh dear. God forbid our phone dies, right? We can't function without our phone. And your friend sees a phone charger lying around. Lying around. I'm going to put this in the caption as well. Lying around. When something is lying around, that means it's just there. It's not in its correct place. It's just lying around. Somebody has dropped it, for example, or somebody has put it there and they've forgotten to pick it up and put it in the correct place where it belongs, right? So it's just lying around, lying around. When something is lying around, it means it's not in its correct place. That's basically what it means. So you've gone to your friend's house. Your friend is the perfect host. Very good. And your phone is about to die. Oh dear. You see a phone charger lying around. You see a phone charger lying around. You go to grab it, to put it in the socket so you can charge your phone, but your friend is going to tell you, that charger isn't working, yeah? So your friend might say, actually, that charger is, this is the next idiom, touch and go. 3 words for this idiom. It means sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, yeah? It's not a reliable charger. So it's touch and go. I know when you translate touch and go, you think to yourself, touch and go. It works. That's what you're thinking, right? But that's not what it means. An idiom, obviously, we can't translate word for word. It has a different meaning, doesn't it? So when something is touch and go, that means sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not reliable. You can't count on it. So you want to go grab that charger, but your friend is going to say to you, that charger is, you're going to use the idiom, and then please, I'd like you to use the grammar and make a different suggestion to your friend, okay? You might want to use the black charger. That white one is touch and go, and fantastic, fantastic. Touch and go, Katoyun, yes. Touch and go. 3 words. It means sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It hasn't packed up. When something has packed up, when something has packed up, that means it's not working. That's it. It's done. You have to throw it away, get another one, right? But when it's touch and go, it hasn't completely broken down yet. There might still be a little bit more juice, a little bit more life in it, but you don't know if it's going to work or not, yeah? This machine is touch and go. Let's get rid of it. Very good, very good. Yes. The charger is touch and go. Absolutely. That iron is touch and go. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay. Yes. So touch and go, it means sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, we don't know. So your friend wants to grab the charger. Unfortunately, it doesn't work 100%. So you're going to say, no, That charger is touch and go. You might want to use, for example, that one. You might want to use your own charger, for example, or anything like that. Okay. So touch and go means packed up. Sorry, what was this? Touch and go means packed up or different. Belfie UK, thank you. So packed up, when something has packed up, that means it's not working anymore. Okay, it's just not working anymore. It's completely broken. That's called packed up, okay? But when it's touch and go, that means sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not 100% reliable anymore. Have you seen, for example, sometimes some chargers, especially phone chargers, when you've had it for some time, sometimes you need to play around with the charger a little bit before you see your phone charging. Yeah, that means that charger, unfortunately, is touch and go. It's not fully reliable anymore. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's what it means. So first you have touch and go, and then you have packed up. Yeah, got it. Thank you, Belfie. Very good. Touch and go means something is on its last legs with an S. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's on its last legs. Yes, it's on its way out. It's on its way out. Yeah, it's on its last legs. Absolutely. It's touch and go. I would use another one. Very good. Afsane, his behavior is touch and go sometimes good and sometimes bad. Okay. In your opinion, how important is it to know these idioms in everyday life? Thank you, Dr. Camilla. That's a very good question. I know there are some people who don't want to learn idioms. That's absolutely fine. They say that the English that I know is good enough. As long as I can get my message across, as long as people understand what I'm trying to say, I'm happy. That's absolutely fine. The problem is, and that's okay if you're living in a country that is not an English-speaking country. Okay, so if you're, because I know the majority of my followers here are from Iran. Some of you might be living in Afghanistan, for example, or other countries around that region. The majority of you, not all of you. And so that is not an English-speaking country. You can use just normal vocabulary if you want to. A lot of people will understand what you're saying. The problem starts if you're living in an English-speaking country. Native English speakers automatically use idioms, right? I was telling a group of students the other day, I said, I had a little game with my mum, right? When she was here, she's gone back to the States now. But while she was here, excuse me, she was visiting, and I was talking to her about my work and everything. I said, Mum, and you know, my mum's British, right? She's natively English. I said, Mum, this is a game. I want you to speak for 5 minutes. In these 5 minutes, you're not allowed to use a single idiom. That was the game, okay? My mum lasted maybe 1.5 minutes. She couldn't continue. She just couldn't continue. She said, Layla, this is impossible. I can't speak without idioms. And that's the problem. In an English-speaking country, native English speakers, if they haven't studied language, they don't even know that they're using idioms. I know this is an idiom because it's my job. It's my job. I have to know this is an idiom so I can teach, right? But my sister, my you know, other relatives that I've got, they really have to think hard. What is an idiom? But they just use it automatically in speaking. And that's the problem. So if people don't know idioms, it means that when an English speaker is talking to them, they might not understand. That's the only problem. So nobody's forcing anyone to, you have to learn these idioms. No, no one's forcing you. However, you might find it difficult to understand what native English speakers say, because they will always use idioms and slang. And you see a lot of the time, when we use idioms, just to make it a little bit more difficult, sometimes we only use half of the idiom. We don't even use the full idiom, right? One idiom that we have, for example, is when in Rome, do as the Romans do. That's an idiom. which means when you are in a crowd that is doing something, you can do the same thing because everyone's doing it, right? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. A lot of the time, we don't say do as the Romans do. We just say when in Rome, right? So it's not just important to learn the idioms. In my opinion, it's very important because sometimes you'll hear native English speakers just say half of the idiom. And if you don't know what that is and what it means, when in Rome, what does that mean? We're not in Rome, we're in the UK. What are you talking about, right? If we don't know what the idiom is, if we don't know this is just half the idiom, we miss out on a lot of the conversation. That's the only problem. That's the only issue. What's the difference between slang and idiom? So an idiom is something that, slang, should I say, slang is something that's more for specific regions, okay? It's not something, slang isn't something that's used all over. It's not completely understandable by all different regions, but idiom is. For example, touch and go is an idiom, but iffy is slang. Iffy, it's iffy. Iffy isn't an idiom, it's slang, okay? Which means it's from a certain region. That's one of the differences. Part of the idiom, like the tea, spill the tea, yeah? Okay. Spill the beans, spill the tea, yeah. Dear Layla, could you please explain is on its leg idiom again? Yes, it is on its last legs. It's on its last legs because nothing has one leg. Everything has two or more legs, right? So we need the S. It's on its last legs. Okay. Right, so there's somebody who doesn't understand. Yes, sorry, these are all in English. And I did say in the story as well that I put on Instagram. This is just in English, okay? I do apologize. Right, one of our friends, I've passed 6:30. One of our friends asked about courses. Yes, I am very happy to inform you that I will be launching my 2 comprehensive courses very soon. Around about 18th or 19th of September is when I'm going to start launching my courses. Tomorrow on my Instagram page, you will see a reel. I've put a post, a video. You will see tomorrow that I have included this lesson again in my reel tomorrow. Might want to. And I've explained why it's so important to get it right so we don't make embarrassing mistakes, okay? So I'm going to start launching my 2 courses mid-September sometime, and the waiting list is open from now. I have a link in my bio right now. If you click on the link in my bio, you can put your name down, and this is how you can get a very, very good discount. People who put their names on the waiting list get an excellent discount when my launch has started. People who do not have their name on the waiting list, unfortunately, they will not get the discount. I've had lots of students who say, wait a minute, she paid that much, but I have to pay all this much. What's the difference? Well, she was on the waiting list and you weren't. That's the difference, okay? So you definitely want to make sure that you put your name on the waiting list. There's no charge, it's free of charge. Just to put your name on the waiting list, at least you can guarantee that you're going to get a really good discount, okay, for the courses. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Thank you for all of your messages, for taking part in tonight's lesson. Very nice to have you. If you do go out and see the moon later on, enjoy. We're not going to see it again for another 3 years, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.